Good morning. Today is the 8th of November and this is part 11 of the slightly Shambolic shuffle around the 2025 NEC Classic Motor Show. I do apologise in advance if I get things wrong, if I fall over, if I get interrupted by announcements or just random people. I'm afraid it's just the way that it goes on this channel. So we are on the Alvis Owners Club stand. This is very nice, isn't it? It's a TE21 from 1964. Penultimate Alvis model ever made, the last one was a TF21. Coach worked by Mulliner Park Ward. Very, very nice. This is actually the first Alvis where power steering became standard. I mean, how on earth you would drive one of these without power steering, I do not know, but people clearly did. This one is a bit older, it's a 1939 Alvis Speed 25. Amazing sort of hood on the here. Again, it's a beautiful, luxurious car. Alvis was a make based down the road from here, of course, like so many other manufacturers, which exemplified high quality craftsmanship. They survived for a lot longer as a military manufacturer, but the company stopped making cars in 1967. 1955 TC21, bodywork by Mulliner. Looks quite old-fashioned for 1955, but then again the R-Type Bentley that was produced until 55 also looked a bit like this, so maybe that's not so much of a surprise. Very nice, look at this. Ooh. It's a beautiful car. Swiss plates on it. That is stunning. It's a TD21, coach worked by Grabber of Switzerland, hence the Swiss plates. Very tasty, yes. Jensen Owners Club with a very nice Interceptor SP here from 1973. I like the colour. Yes, and a beige leather interior. No wood, unfortunately, but never mind. Big Chrysler V8 in these. Many revivals have happened with these, but the official production finished in 76. It's a shame. Jensen kind of went under. Here's one of these sort of continuation cars. Interesting looking thing, isn't it? This is a 2000 SV8 Coupe. Not a lot of these were made. Not a lot at all. Maximum about 32. Yeah, it's just a little bit of a funny thing. If you were buying one of these in 2000 or whenever it was, why would you choose that over a lot of other cars? It would just be a little bit a tricky one. Very sort of imposing, isn't it? There we go, 1975 Jensen GT. Not made for very long because Jensen sort of went under in 76. Lotus twin cam engine in these, which was an interesting choice. There were loads of other power units considered for the Jensen Healey and Jensen GT. But they went with the Lotus one eventually. The other one was a BMW unit, which might have been better for them, I don't know. The whole Jensen Healey and Jensen GT sort of business was just a really tragic story, and it never quite sort of worked out for them in the way that really it should have done. I think actually the Jensen GT is a quite handsome car. I think it's nice. Next we've got this big old thing from the 50s, I think. Right, a bit of force here and just walk around. Yes, it's an Interceptor. It's not the Interceptor that you think it is, it's the sort of older type of Interceptor. This was made in the early 50s. They were similar in construction to the Austin 40 Sports. It's like a smaller version. This is a 53. Jensen actually made bodies for certain manufacturers, such as or the Austin 40 Sports itself. And also I think they used to build the Healeys for a time. Not the Jensen Healeys, the Austin Healeys. This is a 1973 Mark I Jensen Healey. Very sort of 70s looking interior, particularly the steering wheel. The big embossed H. Only a 4-speed, but it doesn't really matter, typical of the time. That looks like quicker fun actually, doesn't it? So, the Independent Porsche Enthusiasts Club. This is one of the later 911s, isn't it? There's an information sheet about this because I know nothing whatsoever about them, but I know it's one of the later ones. GT3, which is expensive. GT4 Cayman. We've got some classic ones there as well. I thought it was only modern Porsches, but apparently not. 911 SC, I believe, with some Fuchs alloy wheels. With rear wiper action too, excellent. Then a 996. That's a facelift one. I drove one of these, it was 2000 and 2022. In the snow in Scotland, it was lively. The Midland Automobile Club, excellent. And 1972 Triumph GT6 Mark III. In fact, this is the penultimate year for a GT6. It didn't go so well for them. The handling wasn't quite what they expected in some of them. This had the older suspension put back in for the Mark III, as opposed to the independent layout for the Mark II. 1989 Saab 900 convertible. What's a turbo? Excellent. We like this sort of thing very much. Someone's fitted a nice wooden steering wheel and some inserts for cassette storage solutions down there. I've only ever driven one Saab 900 OG. It was an 83 4-speed GL Saloon from 1983. It was quite slow. Actually, let's look at the front, shall we? Yep, we've got a boost gauge in here. Of course we have. Excellent. Something about these Saab, I quite like them. It's a shame Saab aren't around anymore, it really is. What on earth is this? You know what a GN is? They used to make motorcycles as well as cars. 1938 GN Spider 2 HRG chassis, narrowed by 3 inches. Goodness me. And then a 2017 Force TA Hayabusa. Can't say I know exactly what these are, but there we go. There's one competition. I'm not sure I get in their views. It looks a bit tight for me. So, we're on a stand, I think, celebrating Race Retro. It's happening in February. We've got this BMW 2002 here. Is this a TII? With the Kugelfischer fuel injection? I don't know, viewers. It doesn't say. That's no good, is it? Right. What's that? 71, 72 on a K. Next, we've got a 2-door Escort. And we know how much these are worth, don't we, viewers? It's going up in value as I'm walking around. Is this a real Mexico? I don't know. Don't ask me. Yes, there we go. Same as the BMW. This is a 71. Who's selling that then? There's no sort of man of park in there. Anyway, the RS Owners Club, okay. Oh, viewers, this isn't any normal Mark III Escort. Oh no, it's an RS 1700T. If we look under the bonnet, we'll see what makes it very special. It's a bit like the later Cosworth in that they had an Escort body on top of a sort of Sierra platform. I think this is based on a Sierra as well. There we go. Amazing. Yes. 350 brake horsepower and final trim and less than a ton. Not quite based on a Sierra, sort of a modified Mark III floor pan. Yeah. Brilliant. And another RS200. like the one that we saw yesterday. That's red, 1990. This is a bit earlier. Yeah, I'd like to go on one of these at some point, viewers. I think. Why not? Can't afford it or anything, but you know, that's not a problem, is it? Or is it? I don't know. This one's an 85 Group V road car. Interesting. It's 1.8 engine actually. The one they use. We've still got windy windows. Interesting. We've got electric mirrors, and this I think is a modified Sierra Dash. But we've still got windy windows, which is not necessarily my preference. Or is it a bespoke one? Maybe it is a bespoke one. There are a lot of Sierra Dash. I think it's 3, so maybe, I don't know. Right, viewers, if you're in Wiltshire, I recommend visiting the Wilson Motor Museum, which Mr. Bill from the Fuel Power Channel and I did in 2023, I think it was. They always have minis for commercial prize for some reason. And we've got something really special here. A 1957 Rambler Rebel. I have never seen one of these. Rambler was the predecessor mark to American Motors. The styling of it is extraordinary styling. Really unusual looking car, even for the time, I think. Continental kit on there as well. Personally, viewers, how do I say this? I prefer this Triumph Dolomite Sprint. I have a thing for Dolomite Sprint because one of them was used in the first series of professionals in 1977-78. There was a white one driven by Lewis Collins, POK 76R. Yes, viewers, I know the number plates of the cars in professionals because I'm an incredibly sad person. That is lovely though. Mimosa yellow, I think it is. I've owned the Dolomite before, but I wouldn't say no to another one, particularly a nice one like this. So there's an MGB here with some kind of interesting sort of entertainment system in here. There we go. There we go. It's a bit better than standard radio would have been in one of those back in the day, isn't it? And then we've got this extraordinary thing here. What is this? It's a Morgan. Is this like a brand new one or something? Launched earlier this year. It's a new flagship. Look at that, KU75. Saw it here first, viewers. Apparently they also sell some classics like this 1957 MGA twin cam, which is nice. AH Spares on their stand have this beautiful Austin Healey 3000. All your Austin Healey needs, I imagine. Say a 3000 Mark 1. Next, viewers, we're going to have a look at the Maguires stand. Undoubtedly one of the highlights of any NEC Classic Motor show. Let's take a look and see what we've got. So we've got a 2002 Ford Focus RS Mark 1. That is in beautiful condition. I think the vast majority of these were this colour from memory. I'm happy to stand corrected, but I think that's what they were. These are very, very valuable cars now. They're not even that old, particularly. I mean, you can see a Mark 1 Focus relatively frequently on the streets, but the RS, not really. They weren't cheap when they were new. They certainly are not cheap now. Look at this. Porsche Renndienst. There's the full name of the firm back in the day. This is old, isn't it? It's a 1950 Tempo Matador. Tempo later became, what was it called? I think eventually like DKW or something took them over. I forget now. That is an incredibly rare thing. Weird looking as well. Very strange. Goodness me. Custom built body, 356 engine, custom gearbox. Goodness. Another one with a connection to Porsche, of course, is this Beetle. This is a one from. It doesn't say what year this is. That's not very good, is it, viewers? It might have been an award-winning car, but there's no information about it whatsoever. What on earth is going on here, viewers? Right, let's have a look at this 1997 BMW M3 Evolution. Ooh, that's in nice condition, viewers. Best in show at BMW National Concours event. Ooh, Ferrari Daytona. Say no more, viewers. That is, how do I put this? Absolutely fantastic. It's a 1970 Daytona plexiglass. Yeah. Viewers. I prefer personally though this 1994 Jaguar XJS, a 6-litre V12. Oh my gosh, viewers. And it's got a beige leather interior. Oh, viewers, this could be the best XJS I've ever seen. Goodness gracious me, viewers, that is a tasty, tasty morsel. Wow. I think we're going into thumbnail, aren't we? I like the M3, but the XJS. And then a lovely Ford, of course. We've got to have a classic Ford and Maguires stand. This is an XR2, and it's absolutely perfect. Look at that. 87. Next we've got a Mini, why not? 64 Mini Cooper S. I like seeing how original it is, and the little tiny wheels and all sorts of things. That is really, really nice, actually. Superb. Wow. A 1950 Jaguar Mark V drop head coupe. That is just in stunning condition. Not going to say, viewers. Then a 1993 W124 Mercedes from Republic of Ireland. Goodness. I've never seen a W124 in this sort of condition before. It's probably better than when it left the factory. Whew. Gosh. Between badge tags. Sometimes it weren't badge. This is an E220. The engine at the time was new. It was new for the C class, but all around the same time. And then 955 Ford Zephyr Zodiac, National Custom Hot Rod Show. Very fashionable car for a time to modify. And that's actually, to be honest, for me, that's a very tasteful modification. It looks superb. And someone spent a lot of time and money making that look as fantastic as it is. TR7 and an Ital. I think actually we're going to change our minds and have the Ital as a thumbnail. I quite like Itals, viewers. I don't know why, but I sort of do. TR7 is also very nice. This one is a 78. I drove one of these actually in 2023. The back end was loose as anything for some reason. Then a Cortina 1600E. These were the best of the best of the Mark IIs anyway. And this one is in absolutely fantastic condition. Look at that. It's from 1970, so it's one of the very last of the Mark IIs. And then this Ital, it's only a 1.3L, but goodness gracious me. Wow. It's in vermilion. That is just ridiculous. Who would have thought that someone would spend that amount of time preparing an Ital to this sort of level of detail? Oh, I can't want it, viewers. I prefer a 2-litre HLS or something, an SLX, but that'll do nicely. So back in May, we took the Audi V8 that I co-owned with Simon from Lot 26 Cars to Maguires in Daventry, and we kind of did what they're doing here in terms of improving it. But Maguires products are actually really, really good. I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that, but that is coming up really nicely already. Let's now go on to the Mercedes-Benz stand, viewers. Have a look at this 1971 280 SE Red Pig Tribute. The Red Pig, well, it wasn't a standard 280 SE or anything like that. It was a racing car. Sieger Briefmarken. Excellent. There's the Gazette. Is that free? Better not touch it, the user, in case it's not free. Yeah. Brilliant. Modified to look like a 300 SEL 6.3 with a V8 engine. But an SLS here. It's actually quite a nice looking car. I sort of like that. Not that I'll ever get to drive one properly, viewers, but I quite like it. That is from 2013. It's R197. And then we've got Heckflosser or fin tab. Quite a late fin tab, actually. This is a 230 from 1967. Why it's got a 1971 plate on it, I don't know. I would assume because it's been imported from somewhere else. Until about 1982, if you imported a car from another country, so personally, rather than just being a official import, just put whatever number plate was the year that the car came in. So that's probably why it's like that. There's the Heckflosser, quite well-known car. They were sold over here, but they were expensive. And then a 250, it's interesting. I like this view, is this W123, I like that very much. 78. I don't know, I've seen too many 250s. I normally see maybe a 230 or a 280E or something. But that is very nice. It's actually got a beige interior. Is that vinyl or is it leather? I imagine it's probably vinyl. There's no wood.
Used to have
mind. Ooh, a Lamborghini stamp. Now, are we actually going to get anywhere near the Lamborghinis here? We're just going to sort of stand back and admire them. I think we'll just stand back and admire them. Years. Countach here, I think that's how you say it. Say 1978 LP400. Scorpio. I think that's how you say it. Yeah, that's the way to actually have any rear visibility. Rear visibility is absolutely appalling. Really bad. But never mind, you're driving one of those, it doesn't matter, does it? You know, why is that important? Another Countach here, much later one. Personally, I prefer the look of the later ones. How many have we got? We've got 4 Countaches. A little bit later, yeah, LP400S. Look at those wheels. And then we've got so 80s looking, this Countach, even to 70s design. The 80s ones were so typical of the era.
And then modern-ish sports cars look like things like.
It's an 88. Quattro Valvolve. Even the windows are utterly ridiculous. It's really only for like putting tickets in it now, isn't it? Yeah, be careful of the bull, you're going to get gouged on there, that's not going to be fun. And then a really late one, another 88, 25th anniversary model. Yeah. Shows you how you sort of get in. Scissor doors. Wow. And now it's time for a car I drove very recently. This is a 1987 Porsche 924S. Yes, we have this on the channel, and it is stunning. It's in absolutely superb condition. A few things needs sorting out on it, I think to do with the suspension or something, but there we go. It's not often you get to drive, you know, concours-looking cars, but I was very blessed by a chap who owns us called Martin. Let me have a go. It was actually a press car, one of the last of 94 press cars before they were discontinued in 1988. And we have a UK market Carrera GT. These were dead fancy things back in the day. Look at that bonnet scoop, viewers. This one is a 1980 and only one of 75 imported. Lots and lots and lots of power, viewers. 210 in this one. Then there was also a turbo. There was a Turbo Series 1. This one is a 1980, like the black Carrera GT. Interesting sort of two-tone paint scheme on this. I think I prefer the S, to be honest, just personal preference. Another 924 original wheels. Gosh, absolute poverty spec. 2-spoke steering wheel and no passenger mirror. Brilliant. Martini was made in very limited numbers. This will be about a 76, won't it? And then we've got standard looking one. This is an early one, isn't it? I've driven an 85 as well. This one, it's been like a 76 something. It's a very, very early one. Wow. They kept these sort of seats until, you know, wheels until right at the end of a 2-litre production 85. This one actually has a different gearbox, like a 4-speed in it rather than the 5-speed. So it must be a very, very early one. There's that 2-litre VW derived engine, which actually isn't too bad. It's just the later engines are a bit better. Let's have a look at some more Porsches. Porsche Club GB, excellent. So what have we got here? We have a very, very nice 964 turbo Leichtbau. Actually original plate on it, so it's a 1993 probably 93 actually, because the 993s came in 93. And then a 987 Cayman S. Again, we've actually got the original plate on this, so I can tell you about 2005 to 6. Maybe the owners can tell us a bit more. Yeah, 2006. Original Cayman, I think, was launched 2005 or a bit earlier, I can't remember now. Anyway, we've got this one here. It's a 3-litre Carrera. To be from the early 80s. Someone's put some extraordinary mirrors on it because it's designed for competition. Ooh, a ducktail as well, a ducktail spoiler. A 968, very nice. The Club Sports actually, despite being cheaper when they were new, the Club Sports are worth more now. I prefer the original one like this to the Club Sport personally. Very nice. Massive 3-litre 4-cylinder engine, one of the biggest 4-cylinder engines actually ever made in mass production was for the 968. It's a Club Sport, sorry, it's a Club Sport. Isn't that different? I thought it had Club Sport sort of graphics on it. Anyway. And a 924S. Again, we've already seen 924S, this is another one. Personally, I don't think that colour is as nice as the Guards Red, it's just my preference anyway. And then a 928S, an early one, the 79 to 80 plate on this. I think it should have slightly different wheels on it. I think it would have a telly dials on it at this time, but could be wrong. Very, very typical colour of appearance, isn't it? It's sort of brown. And then another 911, 77, 78 registration with the whale tail. I can hear it now. Obviously, no engines are on today because there's tons of people around, but excellent. Then a 911 Carrera 3.2 SSE Cabriolet Targa. Rev counter nice and prominently there. Very late one then, this is 1988-89, it's the sort of last of the line for these, this shape. And then a, I think this will be a 944 S2. It's actually right for once, viewers. And that is an 89 to 90 with pop-up headlamps. What a nice way to end the part on some poor headlamps. Anyway, thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video and comment below. And we shall see you again in the next part of some more incorrect information.